What is going on, my crazy 76er fanatics? Thanks for stopping back in for another daily pod with your daily 76er discourse and discussion. Guys, I want to thank all you guys for liking, for commenting, for dropping in, for stopping in, and for subscribing. If you leave a comment or two, guys, we read more than a few guys, so we read all your comments. And today, guys, we got to talk about the daily discussion going on behind the scenes in the NBA, but about LA. The Kawhi Leonard Aspirations Tree Company scandal is only getting stickier. And the truth about it is, guys, it's only getting trickier. Steve Ballmer, who tried to claim innocence, plead negligence, is going to have to go to war with Pablo Toro. Because Pablo Toro is doing more investigative research than I think he's needed to do. Pablo Toro is whistleblowing like the Clippers stole his woman. What did you do, Steve Ballmer? Did you kick him out the stadium, or did you take his cousin out and not treat her right? Because Pablo's going on this investigation like it's a personal vendetta. Shout out Pablo. Also, shout out his investigative research, guys. The question today is, what will be the Clippers' penalty? Because innocent until proven guilty. We got to stand on that, guys. This team, the Los Angeles Clippers, Steve Ballmer, Kawhi Leonard, Adam Silver went out there to say that the burden of proof is on the NBA to find that. To not only find that it's absolutely true, that they are circumventing and making wraparounds to work around the cap and to cheat in this current NBA, but it's also on the league to operate this case with absolute fairness. And the more information that comes out, I think the only fair thing to do for this NBA team would be to move on from Steve Ballmer, guys. The penalties that are up for grabs are voiding the contract that Kawhi signed, suspending Kawhi and or Steve Ballmer, and then absolutely giving Steve Ballmer a lifetime NBA suspension and forcing him to sell his ownership in the Clippers. Guys, that would be a monumental move by Adam Silver, a David Stern type move from Adam Silver that I'm not sure he's able to do, or able that he would do, because Steve Ballmer, one of the richest NBA owners in the NBA, is also the guy who just bought a brand new stadium for this team. Also the guy who is basketball first, who is fandom first. That whole build a wall, the whole 1,000 bathrooms so everyone can pee and make sure that the game they see, the entire game, they don't miss. That's a basketball first mindset. There are not many owners in the NBA who are going to put all of their money into their team, win, lose, or draw. They're willing to spend it all just to watch their team ball. That is a Steve Ballmer policy. Not too many guys like him. To suspend Steve Ballmer for a lifetime suspension or a lifetime ban would be game-changing, guys. It would legitimately change the game. And the problem with that, guys, is Pablo Toro's whistleblowing. Maybe Steve Ballmer also whistleblows. Because there's a rumor going around that the New York Knicks did something extremely similar. There was a guy that they signed this offseason that in his contract, he was missing about $150,000 or $185,000. And they signed with a brand that is a New York ambassador, a New York Knicks advocate, that he signed for $150,000. The $150,000 that the Knicks weren't able to give him based on the salary cap, based off of the CBA. He got it from an endorser. He got it from a back-end endorsement that supports the New York Knicks. That's the same thing that happened with Kawhi, guys. That's the same thing that the Clippers did. That player, and the reason this is being mentioned, guys, the rumor is that player is Guerschon Yabusele. And you can't tell me Guerschon Yabusele didn't have an offseason where he was financially focused. He was financially driven, and he was money first. Guerschon Yabusele did not sign with Philadelphia, even though he wanted to re-sign with Philadelphia. He signed with the New York Knicks because he said they gave me the money I needed, and it felt like Philadelphia wasn't trying to keep me financially. I'm not saying he got every penny that he was worth. I'm not saying Gershon Yabusele got maximum dollars on the market. He probably could have got more money somewhere else. So if the rumors are that the New York Knicks did sign a player and circumvented the cap space and circumvented the CBA, just like the Clippers, guys, I think the entire ship is sinking. I'm talking about not the Titanic. I'm not talking about one of these cruise airlines that's stuck at sea, guys. I'm talking about the entire NBA association could be going down with this one instance. Because if the Knicks are doing it, and it's proven that the Clippers are doing it, because guys, not even to highlight this, guys, let's highlight this. Pablo Toro also highlighted that Kawhi Leonard was missing about 100 or $1.75 million from Aspirations, the Aspire Tree company. They were just late to pay him about $1.5 million. So Steve Ballmer fronted the company $2 million. And the next day, I guess the next week, real soon, Kawhi Leonard got his money. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Steve. You can't say you didn't know, because when your boy wasn't getting paid, you fronted the company the money, and then your boy got paid. Guys, the entire system, the entire NBA could be sinking and going down with this one instance. The Knicks signing Gershon Yabusele. The Clippers going around the CBA to get Kawhi. This just means Daryl Morey and the Sixers are sitting pretty. If the Knicks stole one of the Sixers free agents, circumventing the CBA, I think that's a second round pick waiting to happen. I think the Knicks got to give up something. I think the Knicks at least got to give us some cash compensation, some cash consideration, or some of them draft picks. What does this mean for Philly? This means that Philly is sitting pretty. Because you got to think about it this way, guys. Gershon Yabusele didn't re-sign with Philadelphia because they didn't have the financial means to make sure he stayed with the team. If that's the case, Daryl Morey didn't do any dirty dealings on the back end. Daryl Morey didn't even offer any dirty dealings on the back end because he apparently got his money from the New York Knicks. If Steve Ballmer, which I think it's only fair to say that Steve Ballmer is looking guilty as guilty can be, if Steve Ballmer did pay Aspiration $1.9 or $2 million and Kawhi was due $1.7 to $2 million, and that all seemed to resolve itself the moment Steve put up the money, I think the Sixers are sitting pretty. I think Steve may face or may see maybe not a lifetime ban, because Steve, in terms of this NBA ownership business, Steve is the man, guys. Steve is probably one of the player favorite, franchise first owners in the game. But it doesn't mean that he won't be penalized for it. It doesn't mean that he shouldn't be penalized for it. I'm thinking about Steve Ballmer seeing a 5 to 4 year to 6 year to 10-year suspension and ban. I'm seeing Kawhi being suspended for not only this entire season, guys, but maybe just having his entire contract voided and he's sitting out a year and then he's off of this Clipper team. That just means that Clippers firepower, that means this Clippers squad, the skill set, the absolute expectation they're going to be a playoff contender, it dissipates. And those draft picks, those draft rights, those draft swaps that the Sixers and Daryl Morey own, they are sitting pretty, guys. That's just the good news. The bad news is, guys, you also got to consider that if the Clippers are doing it, the Knicks are doing it, Daryl Morey had to do it at some point in his career, guys. Daryl Morey is a liar. Daryl Morey is a filthy liar. That's a quote from James Harden, guys. What did Daryl Morey lie about? James refused to go into detail. But if James is James is heart and soul, the guy who's paying James a lot of money and also maybe circumventing the CBA, paying James more money on the back end too, Steve Ballmer, we may have more whistleblowing going on in the NBA, guys. It may be a snitches league coming up. James may say, Daryl Morey lied to me about paying me $10 million through another endorser. Daryl Morey may have promised me. You never know, guys. And the reason Daryl Morey never came through with those promises is because the Sixers were under a tight microscope about contacting, having conversations, and negotiating with players before the free agent period started, which is why they did lose some of their draft compensation, which is why they were penalized by the NBA. And Daryl Morey not wanting to be penalized again said, James, we'll give you your money. You're just going to have to wait. And James said, you're lying. That's not going to happen. I mean, guys, what happened on the back end, what happened on the front end, and what's going to happen in the future, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. But, guys, we got more discussion, more conversation. And the best part about this conversation, guys, you guys get to facilitate the conversation. Did you leave a comment? Make sure you like, you subscribe, and you leave a comment or two, guys, because we are reading more than a few of your comments, guys. We're going to talk about the last time we did a video on not only Daryl Morey, Steve Ballmer, but this Kawhi and Clippers situation as a whole. You guys said, man, this podcast, we keep it real. We not only give you the deep dives, we give you a deeper look, but we also hook you up with real fandom perspective. Adam Silver isn't David Stern. He does not rule with an iron fist like David Stern did. David Stern would do anything to keep the prestige, keep the credibility, and keep the scope of the NBA looking great. Adam Silver seems to be an extremely friendly guy, an owner-friendly guy, and a franchise-forward guy. I don't think him suspending Steve Ballmer is the move that he wants to make, which is exactly why the litigation, the investigation, and the conversation seems to be more about fairness and more about finding all the information. When, guys, all the information is right in front of you. Right in front of you. Shout out Steve. Shout out Kawhi. Shout out Pablo Toro, man. I hope Pablo isn't taking on any personal vendettas against this Clipper team. I get it. They haven't won in LA. But, guys, Pablo, they're not going to win at this rate. You're setting them back a few years. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Fun episodes, fun conversation, fun discourse, and more information, more deep dives, and more reporting about this situation and circumstances. Because if the Knicks did it, if the Clippers did it, hopefully Daryl didn't do it. Or the rumors and reports will say Daryl never did it. I just don't want to find out about it, guys. But the Sixers are sitting pretty. We have more conversation coming. And we have more conversation coming your way tomorrow, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.